Hello boys and girls, a very good evening and welcome to this live session on Data Interpretation Part 2 brought to you by TalentSprint. I hope all of you are doing well and you've practiced on good number of questions after our session yesterday, which was on Data Interpretation Part 1, right? We had solved about 4 questions, 4 data interpretation sets, 2 of which were the regular types and the other 2 were questions with missing data involving the concepts of arithmetic ability. I think we had solved one question which involved the concepts of simple and compound interest, and the other one was I don't remember what the other one was, but yes, there were some concepts of arithmetic ability. So like we had understood yesterday, it's all about doing quick calculations, right? You have to be really quick and sharp in terms of dealing with those numbers, right? So practice is the only key. I would suggest you all to spend a lot of time practicing on numbers every day, and yes, solve as many questions as possible so that you can get really quick ideas when you come across such questions in the exam. Now in the session today we will be looking at the part 2 of data interpretation, where we will solve a few more questions, right? Few more questions involving data. Okay, so we can get started, but let me present the first question to you all. So the first question from data interpretation with some missing data for the session today is on your screens now. See what it says. Refer to the table and answer the given questions. The data is related to number of employees in 5 different companies in December 2012. So there's a table given here. Try and understand the table first. There are also a couple of points mentioned. So understand the data first, then we will look at the questions. Right? Understand the data, then we'll take up the questions. So I'll leave you with this data for about a minute. Study this, and then we shall discuss the questions asked. Got it? Alright, so I hope all of you have read and understood the data. Let's look at the data quickly and then proceed with the questions. So here we go. See what it says. Refer to the table and answer the given questions. The data here is related to number of employees in 5 different companies in December 2012. So it's talking about 5 different companies here. M, N, O, P, Q. 5 different companies. The total number of employees have been given, right? 1050 in company M, 700 in company N. But the data for O, P, and Q is missing here, right? Then if you see, out of the total number of employees, we have got percentage of science graduates, percentage of commerce graduates, and percentage of arts graduates for each of these companies. So basically in company M, 32% of the employees were science graduates. We have not been given the data for commerce and arts graduates. Similarly in company N, out of 700 employees, 31% were commerce graduates, 40% were arts graduates. So obviously the balance have to be the science graduates. See, the total has to be 100%, right? If there is no other stream, then the total should always be 100%, right? So I think what we know from the table here is the number of employees in each of the companies, not in each of the companies, but at least 2 of the companies there, and the breakup, percentage breakup between science, commerce, and arts graduates. Let's also look at these 2 points given to us. Employees of the given companies can be categorized only in 3 types. So this confirms that there are only 3 types: science graduates, commerce graduates, and arts graduates. Right? Science, commerce, and arts graduates. So obviously the total of these 3 values should always be 100%, right? The total should always be 100%. Then he says few values are missing in the table, and these are indicated by a dash. Candidate is expected to calculate the missing value if it is required to answer the given questions on the basis of the given data and information. So I think regular stuff there. So important point to be noted here is that the employees are categorized only in 3 categories: science, commerce, and arts. So basically sum of these 3 should always be 100%. Now if you observe, commerce is 31%, arts is 40, this is 71, 31 plus 40, 71. So the balance 29% have to be science graduates. Similarly, if you look at company O, while we do not know the total number of employees, I know that 30% are science, 30% are commerce graduates. So the balance 40% have to be arts graduates. 30 plus 30 plus 40 is 100. Similarly, if this is 40 plus 20, 60, so this has to be 40. This is 35 plus 50, 85. So this has to be 15. So I think the only missing values here will be the percentage of commerce graduates and percentage of arts graduates for company M. And of course, the number of employees in O, P, and Q. So based on the question, we can find out the missing value. We are expected to find out the missing value and then, proceed with the calculation. So let's look at the questions now. The first one. The first question from this table is on your screens now. What is the question here? So I think some of the values have already been calculated here. I mean, you know how to do these calculations, right? Like I always say, calculation is the key. You should be able to calculate the values very quickly. So 32% of what? I mean, what all can be extracted from this table? While the total number of employees is given to us, we can find out the number of employees from science background, commerce background and arts background if the percentage is known. Like in the first case, the number of science graduates are 32%. 32% of what? 1050. So it's all about how quickly do you arrive at this value, 32% of 1050. How do you do that? I think 32%, the best way to split is 30 plus 2, 30% plus 2%. So 10% is 105, 30% will be 315. 1% is 10.5, 2% will be 21. 315 plus 21, it will be 336. 336. So this value is equal to 336. Right? Similarly, this is 29%. 29% of what? 29% of 700. 29% of 700, I would take it as 30% minus 1%. 30% of 700 is 210 and 1% is 7. So 210 minus 7 is 203. You're getting it? So this is how you can very quickly find out the values. Use split and merge. Don't consider 31% as 31%. You take it as 30% plus 1%. So 210 plus 7, this will be 217. This is 40%. 40% of 700 is 280. And of course, the other values cannot be calculated because the totals are not known to us. So basically, once we know the percentage and the total value, we can find out the individual values. Okay. Now, look at the first question here. What is the difference between the number of arts graduate employees and science graduate employees in company N? He's talking about company N. What difference do we have to find out? Arts graduate employees and science graduate employees. So arts graduate employees are 40%, 280. Science graduate employees, this has to be found. Now there are two ways to do it. Either you can say that science graduates are 700 minus 217 minus 280. Yes or no? Science here can be taken as total 700 minus this is 217 and this is 280. Let's say 217 and 280 is like 220 approximately. 220 and 280 is 500. 700 minus 500 is 200 and then plus 3. We had taken 3 extra, right? So add that. I mean, we had subtracted 3 extra, so add it back. So basically, it will be 203. Science graduates are 203. This is one way to find out science graduate. Or the other way to find out science graduate, as we have discussed, is what? Science will be equal to, say this is 31%, this is 40%. So 31 plus 40 is 71. Science will be remaining. 100 minus 71, 29. 29% of 700. That also comes out to be same, 203. Now, he is asking us to find out the difference between arts and science for company N. So arts is 280, science comes out to be 203. So 280 minus 203, that's the answer. What is 280 minus 203? 77. Option C. So that's a piece of cake. Very simple question. All you have to do is quickly find out the difference. Look at the next one. Here's the next question. Solve this now. The average number of arts graduate employees and commerce graduate employees in company Q was 312. What is the total number of employees in company Q? Interesting one. Try it out quick. The average number of arts graduate employees and commerce graduate employees in company Q. He's talking about company Q. The average of arts and commerce is 312. So what is the total number of employees? Well, answers have started coming in. Some of you say 480, some say 960. Waiting for more responses. Okay, the time is up. Let's look at the solution now. So here we go. The question says the average number of arts graduate employees and commerce graduate employees in company Q was 312. So he's talking about arts and commerce from company Q. The average was 312. So company Q here, average of what? Arts and commerce. See, obviously, if this is 35%, this is 50%, this has to be what? 15%. Yes or no? 35 plus 50 is 85. Balance has to be 15%. He says the average of arts and commerce is 312. See, what is the average of arts and commerce? I mean, in terms of percentage, what is the average? 50 plus 15 by 2. 50 plus 15 by 2. Right? 50 plus 15 by 2. This is the average. This is equal to 312. According to the question, this is 312. 50 plus 15 by 2. Average percentage is this. This is equal to 312. What was the total number of employees in company Q? See, total is always 100%. Whatever value comes here is the 100% value. So basically 1% has been given to us. 50 plus 15 by 2, which is 65 by 2. 32.5% is given to us. He's asking us to find out 100%. You're able to follow. 50 plus 15 is 65. 65 by 2. 65 by 2 is 32.5. So indirectly the question says that 32.5% is equal to 312. 100% is equal to what? Why? He's asking us to find out total number of employees. So this cross multiplication needs to be done. 32.5% is 312. 100% is equal to what? Look at the options and do the calculation. You getting it? You know that, see, this 30% is approximately 300. So 100% should be approximately 1000. It should be close to 1000. So option E is straight away eliminated. In fact, it should be less than 1000. So I think 1040 and 1120 also gets eliminated. Why am I saying it should be less than 1000? See, 32.5% is less than 325. You understand? The idea is this: 32.5% is equal to 312. 32.5% is less than 325, which means 100% should be less than 1000. If I treat this as 325, let's say, this should be 1000. But this is less than 325. 32.5% is not 325, it's less than 325. Which means 100% should not be 1000, it should be less than 1000. So immediately 3 options get eliminated. Of course, we'll have to do the complete calculation, but still, the point is you should be able to eliminate the options based on these kind of, these analysis, right? Now do the calculation. I mean, final answer is going to be 100 into 312 divided by 32.5. Now I think, how do you simplify this? If it is 37.5, I can say it is 3 times and 8 times. But this is not 37.5, 32.5, right? So maybe 32.5 is 2.5 into 13, and this is 2.5 into 40. Is 312 divisible by 13? 260 plus 52, right? 260 plus 52, so 24. 24 into 40, 960 should be the answer, right? 960, option B has to be the answer. All right. Now do not go by the length of the explanation, and do not look at the number of steps that I have put on paper. All you have to write on paper is this: 32.5 is 312, 100 is equal to what? All the other steps are all useless. You can just work on those mentally, right? Let me present the next question. Here's the next one. This time it says the respective ratio between number of commerce and arts in M is 10:7. So what is the number of arts graduates in M? Now this is a sitter. This is a piece of cake, right? You should be able to do it very quick. He says respective ratio between number of commerce and arts from company M is 10:7. So company M is here. The ratio of commerce to arts is 10:7. See, both commerce and arts are not known to us for this particular company. The ratio is 10:7, which means if this is 10x, this will be 7x. If this is 10x, this is 7x. What is the number of arts graduate in M? What are the number of arts graduate in M? So basically 7x is equal to what? 7x is equal to what? How do you do this? Very easy. See, understand, I know that the total of these two, 10x plus 7x, 10x plus 7x should be equal to what? The total of these two values should be equal to 1050 minus 336. 1050 minus 336. See, from the total number of employees, if I subtract the number of science employees, I'll get the balance, which is 10x plus 7x, 17x. So I can in a way say that 17x, 10 plus 7, 17x equals to 1050 minus 336. This is 714. 1000 minus 300 is 700, 50 minus 36 is 14. So 17x is 714. He is asking us to find out the number of arts graduates in M. Arts in M. How much is arts in M? 7x. See, look at similar variable. 17x, 17 parts is 714. 7 parts is equal to what? Cross multiply and get the answer. Like in the previous case, we had cross multiplied percentages. We were given one percentage value. The other percentage value has to be calculated. Had to be calculated. This time we have been given in terms of number of parts indirectly. That 17 parts are equivalent to 714. 17 parts are equal to 714. 7 parts equal to what? In fact, if you look at the cancellation, 17 here goes how many times? 42 times, right? 680 plus 34, 42 times. So the question mark should be equal to 42 into 7. I mean, all about calculation. 42 into 7. 42 into 7. I don't even have to do the complete calculation. I know that the answer should end with 4. One number ends in 2, the other number ends in 7. Answer should end with 4. The only option that ends with 4 here is option 1, option A. So that has to be the answer. Even the calculation is very easy. 280 plus 14, 294. But then unit digit method. See, these ideas should strike to you at the right time. Unit digit method, digital root method, approximation method, right? You should be able to use this very effectively. So 42 into 7, 294 is the answer to this question. Okay. Let's look at the next one. Okay, here's the next question now. So I think we are done with the set of questions that we had on what is this? The employees in a particular company. We can now move to the next one. But I think the key takeaway is very clear. You have to be really very quick with your numbers. Yeah, 42 into 7. You can't be doing that on paper. 42 into 7, 14 into 7, 280, 2 into 7, 14, 280 plus 14, 294. 39 into 6, 13 into 6, 180, 9 into 6, 54. 236 will be the answer. I mean 234 will be the answer. You just kind of use the split and merge very effectively, right? 2-digit multiplication. All are simple 2-digit multiplications. So you should do it very, very quickly. If you're all ready, I would like to present the next question. The next one is a line graph which talks about quantity of various items sold and price per kg. Let me remind you guys that these are all questions chosen from bank exam papers, right? Real bank exam papers. So if these questions look simple to you, that's what was asked in the exam. Yeah. Some of the questions are also from our own workbook of data interpretation, but yeah. Should we go for the next one? Okay, let me present the next set of questions now. Here we go. So try and understand the data first, and then we will look at the questions. He's talking about quantity of various items sold and price per kg. All right. So I'm sure you have understood the data. Very simple. He says quantity of various items sold and price per kg. So various items have been listed here: wheat, rice, sugar, groundnut, cumin and coriander. The green line indicates the quantity, right? And the black line indicates the price. So if you look at wheat, the quantity of wheat sold was 750 kgs, right? All these are given in kgs. You can look at this. And the price of wheat is 25 rupees per kg. 25 rupees per kg. So very simple data. Let's look at the questions. The first one is here on your screens now. The values are all indicated, so we don't have to struggle with the values there. All you have to do is understand the question and use it effectively. So the first question is, what is the average price per kg of wheat and rice sold? Rounded off to the nearest integer. What is the average price per kg? Average price per kg of wheat and rice sold. Average price per kg of wheat and rice sold. Find out average price per kg of wheat and rice sold. See, the price per kg of wheat is 25. The price per kg of rice is 45. So you got to find out the average price per kg of wheat and rice. Quick. Option D is what many of you have marked. Yeah, Shakti Jhansi, Aripa Sheikh, Prerna, Manikanta Babu, Vinay. Many of you have marked 35, right? Option D. Well, I know what you guys have really done here, right? See, the question here is, what is the average price per kg of wheat and rice sold? You know the price of wheat is 25, the price of rice is 45. Average price per kg, average price per kg should be 25 plus 45 by 2. 70 by 2, 35. Hence, option D is the answer, 35. Simple question, yes or no? Yes, very simple question, but the solution is wrong. 35 is not the correct answer. Let me tell you, 35 is the wrong answer. This is not the correct solution. You cannot take 25 plus 45 by 2 to get the answer to this question. Now you might be wondering why. It's supposed to be this. We know the price per kg of wheat, we know the price per kg of rice. Average price should be sum of these values divided by 2. But 35 isn't the answer. Understand, the question here is, what is the average price per kg of wheat and rice sold? You did not pay attention to this word sold. He is not asking you to find out the average price per kg of wheat and rice. You're getting it? The question here is not about average price per kg of wheat and rice. The question here is about average price per kg of the wheat and rice that got sold. Whatever you have sold, right? For that, what is the average price? And that cannot be done in this fashion. So what do you have to do there? See, the total quantity of wheat that got sold is 750 kgs. At what price? 25 rupees per kg. Plus the total quantity of rice that got sold is 600 kgs. At what price? 45 rupees per kg. And the total quantity that got sold is 750 plus 600. You understand? This is the total amount that I have received by selling wheat and by selling rice. And this total amount is how many kgs? 750 kgs plus 600 kgs. This will give you the average price per kg of the quantity that got sold. So while all of you have got the right answer, I mean, all of you have done some calculation, but it is wrong. I'm not sure if 35 is the right answer or not, but the method is wrong. I'm sure all of you have done 25 plus 45. This is not the case. You have to do 750 into 25. Total amount divided by total quantity. Total amount by total quantity will give you the average price per kg. So don't consider the questions to be really silly. I can see some of you mentioning that I have to move really quick. I mean, I can run fast, but the point is we commit such silly mistakes in the exam. So, you know, let's be a little patient. You will definitely learn something, you know, very interesting and important if you pay attention. So 750 into 25 plus 6. Now, how do you do the calculation? The question here. See, 750 plus 600 is 1350. Yeah, 750 plus 600 is 1350. Now simplify this. I think 50 is the common multiple, right? So 50 into 15 times, 50 into 12 times, and 50 into 27 times. Yeah. What else can be taken as common? 3 can be taken as common. This is 3 into 5. This is 3 into 4. And this is 3 into 9. Anything else that is common there? No. Now look at the calculation. 5 into 25 is 125. So this is 125. Right? Plus 4 into 45 is 180. Right? So 125 plus 180 divided by 9. What is 125 plus 180? It is 305. Yes or no? 125 plus 180 is 305 divided by 9. See, this is the calculation. Not 25 plus 45 by 2. Now 305 divided by 9. I think 305 divided by 9 is approximately 34. Very close to 34. Because if it is 306, then it becomes 270 plus 36. 270 plus 36 is 30 plus 4, 34. Very close to 34. 205 and 206 are pretty close. So I can say the answer is 34 rupees per kg. Option B. Average price of wheat and rice that got sold is 34 rupees a kg. Option B. And I hope all of you have understood that you have to pay attention to the question there, right? Not everything is a piece of cake like what it looked like here, right? 25 plus 45 by 2. Wrong answer. It is 750 into 25 plus 600 into 45 divided by 750 plus 600. Okay, let me now present the next question to you all. 34 is the answer here. The next question on your screens now. Try this. If cumin is sold at a 10% discount, the quantity sold doubles. What will be the cost of total quantity of cumin sold on discount? Cumin, here's the item, right? So if this is sold at 10% discount, see what is the price of cumin? The price per kg of cumin is 80 rupees. It is sold at a 10% discount. The quantity sold doubles. The actual quantity is 400. Quantity sold will get double. So original price P is equal to 80. Original quantity Q is equal to 400. Right? The new price, what is the new price? P dash, let's say. It is sold at 10% discount, which means it will become 72, right? How do we get 72? 80 minus 10% of 80. See, 10% discount is what? 8 rupees. 10% of 80 is 8 rupees. So 80 minus 8, 72 rupees. So the new price becomes 72, but the new quantity becomes twice of 400, 800. Yeah. What is asking? What will be the cost of total quantity of cumin sold on discount? So what will be the cost of total quantity of cumin sold on discount? What will be the cost of total quantity sold? See, quantity sold is 800 kgs. At what price? 72 rupees per kg. So total cost 800 into 72. 8 into 72. 560 plus 16. 57600. 5,76,000. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. 57,600. Absolute. 57,600. I'm sorry about this error there. Not 5,76,000. It is 57,600. Option D. But a very simple one there, right? Next question. Here's the next one. Try this now. Out of total quantity of sugar sold, half the quantity is sold at the given rate, while half the quantity sold on a price increased by 20%. What's the total cost of entire quantity of sugar sold? Out of the total quantity of sugar sold, what's the total quantity of sugar sold? Sugar is here, right? The price is 30 rupees a kg and the quantity sold is 700 rupees a kg. So total quantity is 700. Half of this quantity, 350 kgs, is one half, the other half is 350. So half the quantity is sold at the given rate. What's the given rate? 30 rupees. So 350 at 30 rupees per kg. The other half, while the half of the quantity is sold on a price increased by 20%. This is sold at what price? 30 rupees plus 20%. Price is increased by 20%. 20% of what? 30. 20% of 30 is 6. So 30 plus 6, 30 rupees. So 36. So 350 kgs is sold at 30 rupees per kg. The other 350 kgs is sold at 36 rupees per kg. What is the total cost of entire quantity of sugar sold? What's the total cost? 350 into 30 plus 350 into 36. You're done. Simplify now. 350 is common. If 350 is common, 30 plus 36 becomes 66. 350 into 66. You getting it? 350 into 66 is the final answer. Now do the calculation. Do the calculation and get the answer. I mean, you don't have to go for, I mean, you can try doing unit method or digital root method, but otherwise also the calculation should be simple, right? I mean, I am better off finding out 350 into 30. I'll tell you, instead of doing 350 into 66, 350 into 30. What is 350 into 30? 10,500, right? 350 into 3 is 1050. 350 into 30 will be 10,500, right? 10,500. So if this is 10,500, this is 10,500 plus 20% of 10,500, because price has increased by 20%. If price per kg is increased by 20%, overall price also will increase by 20%. You're getting it? So I can say this is 10,500. Now instead of multiplying by 36, I'll say this is 10,500 plus 20% of 10,500. What is 20% of 10,500? 10% is 1,050. 20% will be 2,100. So the final answer will be 10,500 plus 10,500, which is 21,000. 21,000 plus 2,100. 22,000. Sorry, 23,100. You're getting it. Even if you do this calculation, you get the same answer. 23,100. 21,000 plus 2,100. 23,100. Okay. Calculation. It's all about that calculation there. Next one. Look at this. If the quantities sold of groundnut and cumin are interchanged, what was the total cost of quantities sold for these two items together? Quantities sold for groundnut and cumin are interchanged. I mean, that's a simple one. Quantities sold are interchanged. See, for groundnut, the values are, groundnut is the fourth item, right? Groundnut, the values are 560. For cumin, the values are 480. Sorry, 480. So the quantities sold are interchanged. So what will be the answer? It will be equal to, see, usually we will multiply 500 with 60, 400 with 80 and then add it. But this time 500 should be multiplied by 80, 400 should be multiplied by 60. Quantities are interchanged. So 500 into 80 plus 400 into 60. So this is 24,000 and this is 40,000. 64,000. Option 5, none of this. Right? A very simple one. Alright, I think nothing complex about it. It should take about 2 minutes for you to solve these 5 questions here. Very, very simple. It's just that the first one was a little tricky, right? The average price versus average price of quantities sold. So be careful. Let's look at the next set now. Here's the next set of questions. Try this. Try this. Here is talking about a table which provides information regarding employees of company A and company B in 4 different cities. In 4 different cities, studied carefully and answer the following questions. So first look at the data, try and understand what all can be calculated, and then I'll present the questions. Quick. Understood? Well, I'm sure all of you have understood the data there. Let's look at the questions now. Here we go. So understand the data first. What does it say? The table provides information regarding employees of company A and company B in 4 different cities. Study it carefully and answer the following question. So it's talking about 2 companies, company A and company B, and there are 4 different cities: Delhi, Chennai, Chandigarh and Kolkata. Now for each company, we have been given the total number of employees and the ratio of male to female. Similarly for company B also, total number of employees and ratio of male to female. So a very simple data there. Nothing complex about it. Nothing is missing. I can find out the male employees in company A. How many are male in company A? 11:8 is the ratio. So I can say 11 out of 11 plus 8, 19 multiplied by 1520. Female employees in company A. 8 out of 19 multiplied by 1520. Similarly, let's say if you have to find out for company B, right? Male employees in, by the way, which city? Delhi. Right? Delhi. Cities are also there, right? Delhi male employees in company A, Delhi female employees in company. Similarly, here let's say we're talking about Chennai. Chennai male employees of company B. So 8:9 is the ratio, right? So 8 out of 8 plus 9, 17 parts multiplied by 1360. Then similarly for Chennai, we want female employees. So basically all these values can be extracted. Number of male or female employees from any particular company in any particular city. We can find out using these steps. Now female employees, 9 parts out of total 17 parts. So 9 out of 17 into 1360. 9 out of 17 into 1360. Okay. Let's look at the questions. The first one is here on your screens. What is the ratio of number of females in Delhi in company A to the number of females in Kolkata in the same company? Quick. Only choose the relevant values, simplify and get the ratio. Okay, option C is what most of you have marked. Let me try this now. So here's the first question. What is the ratio of number of female employees in Delhi in company A? Number of female employees in Delhi in company A. So female Delhi for company A and number of female employees in Kolkata in the same company. Number of female employees in Kolkata in the same company. Right? So basically we are looking at this and this. Now how many are female employees in Delhi of company A? 8 parts out of total 19 parts. So how do we calculate the ratio? 8 out of 11 plus 8, 19 parts multiplied by total employees 1520. This is to number of female employees in Kolkata of the same company. Female employees in Kolkata of the same company. What is the ratio? 9:7 is the male is to female ratio. So how do you find out the fraction of female employees? 7 out of every 9 plus 7, 16 employees. Here it is 8 out of every 19 employees. Here it is 7 out of every 16 employees. Multiplied by what? 1280. Now simplify and get the answer. You will have to do that calculation, right? So I think this is look at the cancellations now. What all can be cancelled? 16 here goes how many times? This is 800 plus 480, right? So I can say 50 times plus 30 times, 80 times. And 19 here goes how many times? Can I say this is 1900 minus 380? Yeah, 1900 minus 380 is 1520. So this also is 100 times minus 20 times, 80 times. And 1880 gets cancelled. So yes, 8:7 should be the answer. 8:7, which is option C. Right? Option C. Understand, it is just by chance that the female here is 8 parts and the female here is 7 parts. But that does not mean that the shortcut is 8:7. If any of you have marked the answer using 8 and 7 as 8:7, then you are absolutely wrong. This is the calculation behind arriving at 8:7. It is just a coincidence that we are finally left with 8 and 7 only, right? So don't derive your own shortcut that this is 8 parts and this is 7 parts. I can take the answer as 8:7, right? You have to do the calculation. You have to do the calculation like what we have done here. Next question. What is the total number of females in company B in all the 4 cities together? What is the total number of females in company B? Total number of females in company B in all the 4 cities together. So we have to find out the total number of females. How do you do this? Find out the females in each of the cities for company B only. We are not worried about company A now. Only company B. Focus on company B. We have to find out the females. How do you do that? See, females here 5 out of 4. So 4:5 is the ratio, male is to female. So fraction of females will be 5 out of every 9, 5 by 9. 5 by 9 into 1620 plus similarly in the second city Chennai, 9 out of every 17, 9 by 17 into 1360, right? Plus 14 out of 31, 14 out of 31, right? 14 females out of every 31 employees multiplied by 1240 plus the last city 7 out of 18, 7 out of 18 multiplied by 1440. You add the 4 values, simplify, add all these 4 and get the answer. There's no other shortcut. Either you do this or you leave it. There's no other way to get the answer, right? There's no shortcut. You have to do it at individual level. Find out the number of females in each of the cities and then add all of them. You cannot do anything like adding up the total number of employees from all the 4 cities and then doing something with the fractions. That's not possible. You have to do it at the city level. Simplify now. 1620 here goes how many times? 80 times. Yeah, 1800 minus 180. So 1800 minus 180, right? So it is not 18 times, sorry. It is 180 times. Yeah. 162 by 9 is 18. 162 by 9 is 18. So 18 into 10, 180 times. Then similarly 1360 by 17. This can be taken as 1700 minus 340. So 100 times and 20 times. This is 80 times. This is 31 goes how many times? 4 times. So 40 times directly. Yeah. This can be taken as 1800 minus 360. 1800 minus 360. So 100 times minus 20 times. Yeah. This is 80 times. That's it. So 5 into 180, 5 into 180. For the first city, it is 5 into 180. What is 5 into 180? 900. So 900 is one value, plus 9 into 80. 9 into 80 is how much? 720 is the other value, plus the third city, 14 into 40. 14 into 40, 560 is the third value, plus, yeah, and 7 into 80. 7 8 is 56. So 560 is again the fourth value. Add these four. 560 and 560 is 1120. 1120 plus 720 is 1840. 1840 plus 900 is 2740. Option A will be the answer. Remember, no shortcut. You either do this or leave it and go to the next one. Right? You have to be really quick with these numbers. And it won't take so much of time. I mean, writing all the steps and then explaining the calculation behind it is taking a lot of time. When you do it yourself, you'll be really quick in getting the answer. Next question. Try this now. Now, of course, what we are doing is, as and when we have found the values, we are making a note of it, so that if it is required again in some other question, it will be helpful. And this is a very, very important step. This is a very, very important rule that you should probably follow when you are solving questions from DI, right? In the previous question, we had found all the female employees from each of the cities for company B. So make a note of it, because it may be useful again, right? And we don't have to do the calculation once again. We will save some time there. Now here's the next one. The number of males in company B in Delhi and Chennai together is approximately what percentage of the number of females in company A in Chandigarh and Kolkata? So this is a percentage based question. Look at it. X is what percent of Y? X is what percent of Y? X by Y into 100. X in our case is males of company B in Delhi and Chennai. Y is females of company in Chandigarh and Kolkata. I leave you with this for about 45 seconds. Your clock starts now. Correct? Option A, 139%. Option C, different answers have come in, right? Let's wait for a couple of more responses and then we'll look at the solution. Okay, I think more answers have come in. Most of you have got option C, 139%. Let's look at the solution now. Here's the question. The number of males in company B in Delhi and Chennai. The number of males in company B males in Delhi and which cities? Delhi and Chennai. Delhi is this and Chennai is this. Is approximately what percent of? Remember, this is like X is what percent of Y. What is Y? Number of females of company A. Females of company A in Chandigarh and Kolkata. Chandigarh and Kolkata. So you have to find out the number of males of company B in Delhi and Chennai, females of company A in Chandigarh and Kolkata, and then find out these total males is what percentage of the total females. X is what percent of Y. X by Y into 100. X by Y into 100. So let's do the calculation. Yeah, what is this? Is X, the number of males in company B in Delhi and Chennai together. This is like X, and the number of females in company in Chandigarh and Kolkata is like Y. So X is what? X will be equal to males in Delhi and Chennai, he said, right? So 5. Achha, by the way, we have already calculated, I guess, in the previous questions. You know how to calculate, right? This is 720, this is 640. So take up the sum of those two. Or you can take it as 4 by 9 into 1620, 8 by 17 into 1360. You will get the required answers. So it should be 720 plus. I mean, even if these values are not available, you know how to do the calculation. 640. What is Y? Females in Chandigarh and Kolkata. Now this we'll have to calculate because we have not calculated in the earlier questions, right? This time we'll have to calculate this. These values are available, but here for females in Chandigarh and Kolkata from company A, we need to do the calculation. So do that. Females in Chandigarh. See, the fraction of females is 3 out of 8. 3 out of 8 times 1120. And here the fraction of females in Kolkata is 7 out of 16. 7 out of 16 times 1280. Simplify. So 1120 by 8 is like 800 plus 320, right? 140 times. 140 times 3 is 420. This is 420. Yeah. Similarly, 1280 by 16, that's like 80 times, right? 80 into 7 is 560. So this is 560. So you know what is x and what is y. X is 720 plus 640. 720 plus 640 is 1360. What is y? Y is equal to what? Y is equal to 420 plus 560. That's 980. Now x is what percentage of y? X by y. X by y into 100. So here simplification would be 1360 upon 980 multiplied by 100. Now, do not do the calculation and waste your time. Don't waste your time in doing the complete calculation. Eliminate the wrong answers. Try to eliminate the wrong answers. We have discussed this yesterday as well. I am repeating it now. What do? Let us assume that approximately this denominator is 1000. Approximately the denominator is 1000. 1360 by 1000. 980 and 1000 are very close, right? So if it is 1360 by 1000, it is 136%. 1360 by 1000 it's like 136 by 100 basically. Or you can cancel out the zeros. 98 can be approximately taken as 100. One and the same basically, right? So 136 by 100 or 1360 by 1000 is approximately how much? 136%. Look at the options. Find out which options are close to 136%. Option A, 136%, very close to 136%. Option B, no. Option C also is close to 136%. Option D, no. Option E, no. So one verification tells me that option B, D and E are wrong. Answer should either be option A or option C. Option A or option C. Now how do you decide which of these two is correct? Is it 135% or 139%? See, just because 135% is closer to 136% when compared to 139% does not mean that 135 is the answer. Right? We know that it is around 136%. But that does not mean that whichever is closest you will take that the answer. Do one more step. What is that extra step? Very, very intelligent idea. You see, we approximated the denominator to be 1000. So approximate answer is 136%. Approximate denominator is 1000. So the approximate answer is 136%. Actual denominator is less. Actual denominator is only 980. Actual denominator is just 980, which means actual denominator is less. If the actual denominator is less, the actual value should be more. When the denominator is less, value should be more, right? The fraction has to be more. In the given fraction, we have approximated the denominator as 1000. Actual denominator is less. When the actual denominator is less, actual value will be more. You know that when the denominator reduces, the value increases. So denominator is less means value should be more. So answer should be close to 136% and it should be more than 136%. Hence option A is also ruled out. Option C, 139 has to be the answer. You're getting it? So this is very, very important. This is why I say your calculation plays a very, very important role. The way you do, deal with these numbers and the way you handle them is very, very important. Did we do the calculation? No. We're just checking out what are not the answers. I'm not worried about what the right answer is. What I'm looking at is what cannot be the answer. So the first step when I do an approximate calculation, it tells me that it should be 136%. 3 of the options straight away get eliminated because they are nowhere close to 136%. If you are lucky and if one more option gets eliminated, you are through. In that first step itself, you know what the correct answer is, or rather you know what the 4 wrong answers are. Here we were left with 2 options. We do one more verification. We are not calculating. Did I calculate that it is 139%? No. I'm just finding out. See, we are lucky that one option is less than 136, the other option is more than 136. So I can do this analysis and figure out what the correct answer is. If both the options are more than 136% or both the options are less than 136%, then we'll not be able to do anything, right? So this is important. I think this is very, very important when you are solving questions from data interpretation or any topic for that matter. Calculation plays a very, very important role. Okay, so work on your numerical skills. Let me show you the next question with this data on your screens now. Total males in company B is approximately what percent of total employees in company B? Total males in company B is approximately what percent of total employees in company B? Try that out. Got the answer? 51.59%. 51.59%. Okay. Okay, I think Anubrat has asked a question for the previous one, related to the previous question that we have solved, right? What if fifth option is none of this? See, the moment fifth option is none of this, life becomes a little complex, right? You cannot apply unit digit method, you cannot apply digital root method, you cannot apply approximation, nothing works. in that case. So if you're ready to take a chance, you can go ahead with 139. Otherwise, do a complete calculation, do a precise calculation, mark the answer. Strictly speaking, when he's asking you to find out an approximate answer, he cannot give fifth option as none of this. Fifth option should not be given as none of this, ideally, if it is an approximate calculation that we have to do. Okay. Chalo, time now to take this one, and this is the last question from this data interpretation set that we have. What's the question here? Total males in company B is approximately what percent of total employees in company B? Total males in company B. Total males in company B. He's talking about company B. Forget about company A. Total males in company B is approximately what percent of total employees in company B. So this also is like X is what percent of Y. X is total males in company B is approximately what percent of Y. Y is total employees of company B. There's no shortcut. You have to do the complete calculation. Yeah. So do that now. Total males in company B. Find out total males in company B. I think values have been obtained already, right? So I'm not looking at doing those individual calculations. 720 plus 640 plus 680 plus 880. So X will be just writing it here so that you can follow. Do the calculation mentally directly. 720 plus 640 plus 680 plus 880. Yeah. How much is this? X then will be equal to what? 720 and 640 is 1360. 1360 plus 680 is 1960 and 80, right? 2040, 2040, 2840, 2840 and 2920. This is 2920. What is Y? Y is the total number of employees in company B. Total number of employees in company B is this. So 1620. I mean, you should not be writing this. Like I said, you should not write values on paper. You should directly add them up. Okay. 1620 plus 1360. Add hundreds, add tens, add unit places. That's how you do it. Don't make it complex by putting it on paper. How do you add it? 1600 plus 1300, 2900, 2900 plus 1200, 4100, 4100 plus 1400, 5500. You understand? 16, 13, 29, 29 and 12 is 41, 41 and 14 is 55. So 5500. Now add the tens places. 20 and 60 is 80, 80 and 40 is 120, 120 and 40 is 160. So 5500 plus 160, 5660. This is equal to 5660. Now what do? X is what percentage of Y? X by Y into 100. So your answer should be 2920 divided by 5660 into 100. Now what's the answer? See, options are also kind of close, right? 50, 52, 54, 56, 58. These are all, there's a, spaced out by 2%, right? 2% difference, 2% difference, 2% difference, 2% difference. So you have to be careful when you're doing the calculation. You got to be a little careful when you're doing the calculation there. Yeah. What I'll do is, let's find out 50%. I mean, that will give us some estimate, right? 50% of, what is 50% of, see, the denominator is always the 100% value, right? Denominator should be considered as the base. So denominator is 5660. 100% is equal to 5660, right? So what is 50%? If 100% is 5660, what is 50%? It should be 2830. 2830. Yes or no? 2800 plus 30, 2830. This is 2920. So definitely answer is more than 50%. So answer cannot be 50%. It should be more than 50%. Of course, everything else is more than 50%. Now, how do you do it? See, understand what I would do now is I will split 2920 as 2830 plus the balance part, which is how much? 70 plus 20, 90. You're getting it? The understanding now is 2920 is not 2920. 2920 is 2830 plus 90. Why are we taking it as 2830 plus 90? Because I have already calculated that 2830 is 50%. So this is straight away 50%. What is extra is 90. Now 1% for this one. 1% is equal to what? 100% is 5660. 1% is 56. If 1% is 56, 2% will be 112. This is less than 112. So less than 2%. You're getting it? So this part is 50%. This part is less than 2%. So 50% plus less than 2% is less than 52%. Somewhere around 52%. Option B is the answer. I mean, I'm sure that 54, 56 and 58 are wrong. You're getting it? So what have we done again? Split and merge. 2920 is not 2920, it's 2830 plus 90. 2830 is flat 50%, straight 50%. 90 comes out to be roughly around 2%. It is not 4 or 6 or 8%, it's 2%, somewhere around 2%. So 50 plus 2, 52%. Option B has to be the answer to this question. Alright. So that's about this set of questions from data interpretation. Now, important takeaway here is that when you're answering questions of these type or any question from data interpretation for that matter, see, the advantage here was if you have already calculated some of the values from the table there, mark it. Of course, in the exam, online exam, it is difficult. You cannot write on the screen like I am writing on the screen here because I have that luxury. But what you may probably do in the exam is make a note of those values on the sheet of paper so that you can go back to those numbers if required. Here, I did not calculate the male employees again for each of the companies, right? It will be a waste of time. I'll have to calculate the 4 values once again, which have been done already. Yeah. So smart people will not do the calculation again. They will make a note of it somewhere, you know, in a legible handwriting so that they can go back and refer to it when it required and save your time there. So it's very, very important that when you're solving questions from DI, make a note of all the values that you've already calculated. Okay. Should we go for the next one? I think we have solved what? Total 3 sets so far. Initial one was employees, science, commerce, arts. Then we had solved questions on different items sold and price per kg. And then we had solved another question about 2 companies, A and B. Yeah, 3 sets have been solved. I guess I have one more. Let's take that up. Should we go for it? Should we take up the next one? If you're all ready, I can present the data to you. Should we go for the next one? Calculations. I think the only important point is calculation. You have to be really very quick with numbers. Yeah, okay. Balaji, Karthikeyan and Vidya Rajan and Avanti and Anil Kiran and Harshavardhan and Prerna and Shakti Jhansi and many others have said yes. So time now to move to the next set, which is on income, expenditure and profit percentage. Here we go. So the data along with the first question is on your screens here. I'll leave you with this for at least a minute. Let's see how many of you get the right answer. Your clock starts now. He's talking about different years from 2011 to 2016, income, expenditure and profit percentage. Let's see how many of you get the right answer. All right. John Master has asked a question. Will the difficulty level of IBPS SO prelims be same as IBPS PO prelims? Well, nothing can be said, right? But yeah, it's usually in line with the IBPS PO exams. And Pravesh says that this seems to be a tough one. Okay, I'm happy that you found something tough finally. Let's see if anyone has got the answer. Calculation is, yes, definitely a little tedious here, but there's no way out. Okay, some of you have got the answer to this one, so let's try this now. I think Balaji and Bharadwajar have got the answer. I'm sorry for not pronouncing your name properly. Option B is what you guys have marked, right? Option B. Option B. Option B is what? 1.69% less. Let's see. Let's try this out. By the way, Shakti Jhansi has got option A, 1.22%, and Balaji has changed his response to option C, which is 1.83%. And Brunda has also got option C, 1.83%. So 3 of the options have been covered already. Option A, option B and option C. Alright. And another interesting question in the chat here from Mahadda. The question is, sir, are you eating something? Well, yes, I was trying to grab something, but didn't find anything really interesting there. I hope I haven't caused an inconvenience to you guys. Let's take this up now. So here's the next set of questions. See what it's given below is the table showing income, expenditure and profit percentage of company A in the year 2016, right? He's talking about the income, the expenditure and the profit percentage of a company A. Why did he say 2016? I think it is given for all the years, right? 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this is an error, right? I think so. So yeah, he's talking about income, expenditure and profit percentage of a company A from 11 to 16, 2011 to 2016. Yeah. There's some points given to us. Income and expenditure are in million rupees. Both income and expenditure are in millions. 103 million, which is like 10.3 crores. 95 million is 9.5 crores. 113 million is 11.3 crores and so on. Anyway, so the values given here are in millions. And then he says percentage increase in profit percent in year 2016 in comparison to previous year is 33 1/3 percentage. Okay, so percentage increase in profit percentage, percentage increase in the profit percentage. Understand, percentage increase in the profit percentage in the year 2016 with respect to the previous year is 33.33 percentage, which means if the profit in this year is P percentage, the profit in the next year will be P percentage plus 33.33 percentage of P percentage. You understand? 33.33 percentage, like 1/3. So P plus 1/3 of P percentage. If here it is P percentage, in the next year it's going to be P percentage plus 1/3 of P percentage. Okay. Anyway, take up the first one. Expenditure in 2014 is what percent more or less than the expenditure in 2011? Round off to 2 decimal places. Now this is a straight question, right? X is what percentage more or less than Y? What is Y here? The expenditure in 2011. You getting it? X is what percentage more or less than Y? X is what percentage more or less than Y? X minus Y by Y into 100. Basics of data interpretation, basics of percentage, right? X is what percentage more or less than Y? This is X and this is Y. X minus Y by Y into 100. So here it should be expenditure of 2014 minus expenditure of 2011 divided by expenditure of 2011. Denominator is important. That is where many students commit a mistake, right? So expenditure of 2014 minus expenditure of 2011 divided by expenditure of 2011 into 100. X minus Y by Y into 100. Now what is expenditure in 2014? Not given to us. What is expenditure in 2011? That also is not given to us. But instead we have been given the incomes and the profit percentage. Sorry, income and the profit percentage. So based on this, we will first have to find out the expenditures and then substitute here to get the answer. Time consuming, right? And also look at the options. Options are close. 1.22%, 1.69%, 1.45%, 1.83%. So options are close. Moreover, values are not available directly. You have to do one step to find out expenditure for 11, another step to find out expenditure for 14. So this is overall going to be a time consuming question with a with very close answers there. So I would like to skip this question. If I am solving it in the exam, my immediate reaction will be skip. Let me go to the next one. I look at the next second, third, fourth and fifth questions from this set. Maybe those questions are easier when compared to this one. Or I may jump to the next data interpretation set. I'll not solve it immediately. See, this is what is important. It's not just about how you solve the question. It's also about how you choose your questions wisely. You're getting it? Just because you know how to solve it does not mean that you start solving every question there. So I would skip it. I would skip it. Anyway, here we have to solve everything. So let me explain the solution. But my immediate solution to this one in the exam would be to skip it. Now, you know that income and expenditure are like selling price and cost price. Expenditure is like cost price. Expenditure is like cost price. Income is like selling price. You know, income is analogous to selling price. What you get is what is the selling price, right? And that's what is your income. What you spend is what your expenditure, and that is what is a cost price. So treat income as selling price, treat the expenditure as cost price, and based on that, try to find out the cost prices respectively. So you know that cost price is always 100%. Cost price should always be taken as 100%. So likewise, expenditure can always be taken as 100%. So we have to find out the 100% for 2011 and 100% for 2000, which year? 2014, 11 and 14. We got to find out 100% for 11 and 100% for 14. How do you get that? See, the profit in 2011 is 12%. If the profit is 12%, you know that selling price will be 112%. When the profit is 12%, selling price is 112%. Yeah. So what can we say here? In the year 2011, for the year 2011, 100% plus 12%, 112% is equal to 103. Selling price, right? 112% is equal to 103.824. 100% is equal to what? Cross multiply. This is nothing but expenditure of 2011. The other calculation that you'll have to do is for 2014. What happens in 2014? The profit in 2014 is 20%. If the profit is 20%, selling price should be 120%. And that 120% is equal to 113.28. 120% is equal to 113.28. What do we have to find out? 100%, because we are interested in the cost price. That is nothing but the expenditure. So get the expenditure here. These two values have to go to the respective places here in the formula, right? X is what percentage more or less than Y. And then find out which of these options satisfy. I think, see, we are one thing is very clear, that two of the options can be eliminated easily, because two options say it is some percentage more, other two options say it's some percentage less. If I can just calculate these two, I'll know which one will be more, right? I mean, will the answer be some percentage more or some percentage less? Based on that, two options can be eliminated, but still we will be left with three more options, and options are close. So your choice. You have to do all these calculations. This will give you expenditure of 2011. This is the calculation for expenditure of 2014. Substitute back. Yeah. So this is like, 100 into 103 point. Let me do an approximate calculation, right? 103.824 can be taken as 103.8 divided by 112. How about this one? 100 into 113.28 can be taken as 113.3, right? 113.28, 113.3 divided by 120. Simplify now. So if I take it as, let's say, 112.5. I mean, let me take this 112 as 112.5. So this is like 12.5 into 8. This is 12.5 into 9. You understand? I am taking 112 approximately as 112.5. Approximately 112 is being considered as 112.5. So 112.5 is 12.5 into 9. 100 is 12.5 into 8. So 12.5 is common there. We get 8 by 9 into 103.8. Here this is 20 into 5. This is 20 into 6. But still, not a very simple calculation. Now 103.8 by 9, 90 plus 13.8. So 90 plus, let's say if it is 13.5, it will be 10 plus 1.5, 11.5. This goes 11.5 times approximately. You understand? 103.8 is 90 plus 103.8, 90 plus 13.8. 90 goes 10 times. 13.8 can be taken as 9 plus 4.8, which is approximately 1 plus 0.5. So 10 plus 1 plus 0.5, 11.5. 11.5 into 8. 11 into 8, 88. 0.5 into 8, 4. 88 plus 4 is 92. This comes out to be 92. Remember, you may not be able to follow the calculation if you are not in that at that frequency, right? You have to practice on calculations. That's what is important. Yeah. So 11.5 into 8, 88 plus 4, 92. 92 is the value for 2011. Expenditure of 2011 comes out to be 92. Now work on the expenditure for 2014. So 5 by 6 into 113.3. Now 113.3 can be taken as 114 approximately. 114 approximately. I mean, strictly speaking, it should be taken as 113, but I am taking it as 114 because 114 by 6 is 19 times. 114 by 6 is 19 times. Yeah. See, remember, there is a risk involved here because we are doing an approximation. Even this little bit of approximation can lead to a wrong answer, because 1.22% more and 1.83% more are like just 0.6% difference, right? That error can creep in here, right? So be careful. I mean, you should be prepared for that risk. I am saying it is 19 times. 114 is 19 times in 6. So 19 into 5. What is 19 into 5? 19 into 5 is equal to 95. 95. So expenditure of 2014 comes out to be 95. Okay. Expenditure of 2014 comes out to be 95. Now, the very first calculation, what is asking us to find out? Expenditure in 14 is what percentage more or less than expenditure in 11. What is the numerator? 95. This is 95. What is 11? 92. 95 minus 92 by 92. Positive or negative? Positive. We are getting a positive answer. Yes or no? We have got a positive answer. Because you have got a positive answer, it should be some percentage more. It cannot be percentage less. So option B and option D are eliminated. Answer is either 1.22% more or 1.83% more or none of this. Right? Now try to do that calculation. 95 minus 92 is 3. 3 by 92. 3 by 92 into 100. So 10% is 9. 1% is 0.9. This is coming out to be more than 3%. So for me the answer is none of this. It comes out to be more than 3%. 3 by 92. 3 by 92 is more than 3%, right? See, 1% for 92 is 0.92. 3% for 92 will be 2.76. The numerator is 3, which is more than 3%. You're getting it? So I think answer is more than 3%. Unless I've gone wrong somewhere in the calculation. Fifth option E is what I'm getting. Yeah. Anyway, the point is, like I said, that's the reason, that's the whole reason I said initially I would like to skip it. Skip and go to the next one. Yeah, we get more than 3%. So all the 4 options are wrong. First 2 are, I mean, B and D were wrong because based on the sign itself, we are getting a positive answer. But A and C also get eliminated because answer is not in this range here, right? Answer is somewhere around 3%. Let's take the next one. Here's the next question. Try this now. What is the average expenditure of company from year 2012 to 2016? Average expenditure of company from year 2012 to 2016. So average expenditure is what has to be for. Average expenditure from 2012 to 2016. So we know what is it for 2012, 2013, 2015. We have to first calculate for 14 and 16. How do you do expenditure for 2014? I think we had done in the previous one, right? Did we do that expenditure for 2014? Yes, we did it, 95. So I don't have to waste my time. Expenditure for 2014, 95. Approximate calculation, right? Oh, but options are too close here. 93.44, 93.98, 92.88, 94.88. So I think I cannot do. But this was pretty close. We took it as 114, right? 19 times. Slightly less than 95 actually. We got 19 into 5 if you remember. This 19 was divided by 6. You remember? Here we have taken, this is 114 approximately. It's actually 18.9 in my view. 113.3 by 6 will be 18.9. 18.9 is very close to 19. Yeah, so we can take it as 95. Let's see. I am not going to do that all precise calculation. Then for 2016, so 2014 is from the previous one, 95. Expenditure for 2016. How do you calculate that? Expenditure for 2016, how do you calculate? Because profit percentage is not given. No, hold on. Percentage increase in the profit in 16 in comparison to previous year is 33 point. Okay, so now here's one more challenge. For finding out the expenditure of 2016, I should know the profit of 2016. The profit of 2016 is dependent on the profit of 2015. So first find out the profit of 2015. How do you get the profit percentage of 2015? See, I know that 100% for 2015, 100% is equal to 110. All I have to find out is 133.1% is equal to what? You're getting it? 100% is equal to 110 because this is costing, right? Expenditure is like cost. Cost is 100%. 100% is 110. So what percentage will be 133.1? Once you get this percentage, you will know the income in terms of percentage. Based on that, you can find out the profit in terms of percentage. How much is that? See, this is 110 plus 23.1, right? Calculate. So this comes out to be 133.1 into 100 upon 110. What will be the value? Approximately 20, I guess, right? You understand? 133.1 into 100 by 110. So it's basically, I mean, let me just do it this way, no? This 0 gets cancelled, this 0 also gets cancelled. So 1331 by 11, 121. 1331 by 11, right? 100 times is 1100. 20 times is 220, 1 times is 11. So 121, exactly 121, which means the income in the year 2015, this is income in the year 2015, right? Income in the 2015 is 121%. Implies the profit in the year 2015 is 21%. If the selling price is 120, this is like selling price, right? I told you income is like selling price. So if the selling price is 121%, if the selling price is 121%, I can say the profit is 21%. So we have got the profit of 2015, 21%. If this is 21%, according to the point given here, the profit of 2016 should be 21% plus 1/3 of 21%. Because the profit percentage in 2016 in comparison to previous year is, see, percentage increase, the percentage increase is 33.33%. That means here the profit is 33.33% more than the previous year's profit. So if this is 21%, this should be 21% plus 1/3 of 21%. So that's like 21% plus 7%, which is 28%. So basically the profit of 2016 is 28%. Now come back to this step. So this part is over. We have found the profit of 2015. Now calculate the expenditure of 2016. How do you get the expenditure of 2016? See, the profit is 28%, implies the income will be 128%. So for 2016, 128%. If the profit is 28%, income will be 128%. That 128% is 121.6. 100% is equal to what? Cross multiplying. You're getting it? 128% is 121.6. Why am I saying this is 128%? Because profit is 28%. If the profit is 28%, selling price will be 128%. Cost price, expenditure is the cost price, 100%. That is equal to what? Cross multiply, what do we get? 121.6 into 100 divided by 128. Now simplify this. Simplify this. So let me just do one thing. Is there a direct cancellation possible? I'm just looking at that. 1216 by 128. So this is like 640, 360 plus 216, 560, 576. 576 is 512 plus 64, 576. Yes, it is exactly divisible. So my breakup is as follows. I'm cancelling this first. 1216 by 128. So this is 640. 1216 I'm taking it as 640 plus 576. 640 is 5 times and 576 came out to be 4.5 times. Yeah, 480 plus 32, 512, 512 and then half of 120 is 50, 64, 576, yeah. So 4.5 and 5, 9.5 times. Yeah, basically instead of that, otherwise simple way to look at this, 1216 is 1280 minus 64, 1280 minus 64. So 10 times minus 0.5 times, 9.5 times. This is 9.5. 9.5 into 10. 9.5 into 10 is 95, which means the expenditure in 2016 is also 95. Expenditure in 2016 is also 95. Exactly 95. It comes out to be 95. Now go to the final calculation. What's the final calculation? He's asking us to find out the average expenditure from 12 to 16. So we've got all the values. Now find out the average expenditure. So add all of them. 95 and 95 is 190. 190 plus 110 is 300. Yes or no? This is 300. 300 plus 84. 384 plus 80. 464. 464 plus 3.8. 467.8. 467.8 divided by 5. So final answer should be 467.8 divided by 5. Let me just quickly check this again. 280s is 160. This is 300. 160 plus 300 is 460. 460 plus 7.8. 467.8. 467.8 divided by 5. How do you get 467.8 divided by 5? The simpler calculation I'll tell you. Instead of dividing a value by 5, instead of dividing a number by 5, you multiply the number by 2 and divide by 10. That's the easier way to do the calculation. This will give you the answer faster. Instead of taking it as by 5, you multiply by 2 and divide by 10. Because division by 10 is very easy, multiplication by 2 is also very easy. 467.8 into 2, 800 and 120, 920, 920 and 14, 934, 934 and 1.6, 935.6, 935.6 divided by 10. So 93.56, 93.56. Yeah, so approximately 93.56. Approximately. See, instead of doing all this drama, you better skip it. That's why I'm telling you, right? You have to decide whether you want to do it or not in the exam. You were better off skipping this question in the exam, right? How much did I get? 93.56, I guess. Yeah, as far as I remember, 93.56 million approximately. See, there are some approximations here. I mean, this is a precise calculation. This also is a precise calculation, but I think this was an approximate calculation. It is less than 95. So answer should be less than 93.56. Option A is the only option possible there. Of course, fifth option, none of this is there. But then we are screwed up if we have to worry about none of this. Yes or no? So I would go for option A, 93.44. See, in the average calculation, while 83.8, 84, 110 and 95 are precise values, exact values, this was not 95, this was less than 95. That means my actual denominator is less than 467.8, which means answer will be less than 93.56. The best option, which is less than 93.56 and very close to that, is option A only. C and D are anyway ruled out. B also is far away. It should be A or E. I would go for A. Okay, 93.44. Let's look at the next one. I think this is the last question, post which we'll close it. So here's the last question. Try this out now. Got it? The last question for the session today. Well, you guys have gotten smarter now. I can see Karthikeyan saying that we better skip this. And nobody else has marked the answer yet. Yes, so skipping is the right solution, but when you're in the examination hall. Not here. So try it. Okay. Here we go. So the question now is, find the approximate percentage profit of company till 2014, taking total expenditure and total income till the end of 2014 together. Okay, that's interesting. Find the approximate percentage profit. This time we have to work on percentage profit till 2014, taking total expenditure and total income till the end of 2014 together. So basically total income till 2014, total income till 2014 and total expenditure till 2014. Yeah, so let's see how do we work. Total income, so we have to add these four values. Total expenditure, we have to add these four values. Let me just go back to the previous questions and get those values that we have already calculated, right? I don't want to spend our time doing that again. So this was 95, I guess. Expenditure in 2014 was 95. Yeah, expenditure in 2011, have we calculated somewhere? No. So we have calculated expenditure 2011 was 92, right, for the first question. So this was 92. Then the only thing left out is the income of 2012, and that you know how to do, right? Let's do the income of 2012. See, the profit in 2012 was 25%. So income should be 125%. 100% is 83.8. So 100% is equal to the same calculation. There's nothing new about it. 83.8. 125% is equal to what? So basically, question mark will be 125 into 83.8 by 100. So it's like 5 and 4. This can be taken as 5 parts. This can be taken as 4 parts directly. So 5 into 83.8 divided by 4. 5 into 83.8 divided by 4. Now 580s is 400. 3.8 into 5 is 19. 419 by 4. Right? 5 into 80 is 400. 3.8. I'm splitting 83.8 as 80 plus 3.8. Yeah. So 80 into 5, 400. 3.8 into 5 is 19. So 419. 419 by 4. 419 by 4 is approximately 105. Approximately 105. Yeah. I think we can do an approximate calculation here. But options are close. Some options are close. 18.92 and 18.24 are close. 16.47 and 15.77 are also close. And so is 17.67. Anyway, let's try approximately 105 or 104.75 to be precise, which is like 105. So 419 by 4, 105. So this is 105. Now what do we have to do? Find the approximate percentage profit for this company till 2014, taking total expenditure and total income. Now what is total expenditure? This one. Total income, this one. So find out Total expenditure. What is the total expenditure? I'm not writing the values on paper. Add up the total expenditure directly. See, 90 and 80, or 90 and 80, 170, and 80 is 250, and 90 is 340. Or otherwise, 290s is 180, 280s is 160, 180 and 160 is 340. 340, then add the chiller, the units part. We have added all the tens values, right? 90, 80, 80, 90. It comes out to be 340. Now, 2 and 3.8 is 5.8. 5.8 in 4 is 9.8. 9.8 and 5 is 14.8. Yes or no? 5, 4, 9 plus 2, 11. 11 and 3.8, 14.8. So, 340 plus 14.8, 354.8. Yeah? Total income now. The next step is total income. Find out the total income. Again, add mentally, right? Add the hundreds first, then look at the chiller. So 100 and 100, 290. Or I am better off by taking this 105 plus 95 as 200. It will be sorted out directly. So 100 plus 105 is 205. 205 plus, but when you're doing this, you have to be careful, right? When you're adding the unit places, you should not consider again. Yeah. So 100 plus 105, 205. 205 plus 95, 300. 300 plus 113 is 413. 413 plus this 3, 416. And then this chiller, decimal parts. You getting it? 105 and 95 is 200. 200 plus 103, 303. 303 plus 113 is 416. 416 plus this is 0.8, 0.7, 0.2, 1.7 approximately, 1.8 let's say, 1.8 or 1.9. So 416 plus 1.9, 417.9, approximately 417.9. Find out now. So you know the total expenditure, you know the total income, you have to find out the profit percentage, total profit percentage. How do you get that? Profit percentage, total profit percentage. It will be equal to income minus expenditure by expenditure into 100. Selling price minus cost price by cost price into 100. So 417 minus 0.9 minus 354.8 divided by, I mean this calculation has to be done, there is no other way. And you can't even approximate it further because options will then get too close, right? I mean one way to do it is you break up 417.9 as 354.8 plus whatever extra part, right? So 354.8 plus I think 63.1. 410, 417, yeah. So 354.8 is anyway 100%. This is 100%. What is extra is the question. 63. So profit is going to be, so basically this is the idea, right? This is 63.1. You understand? Smart students will not write this in the formula, right? Don't use the formula. They will directly try to break up 417 in terms of the expenditure plus the extra profit. So expenditure is 354.8, profit is 63.1, whatever millions, 63.1 million. So this is 100% always there. 63.1 is how much? 63.1 is what percentage of 354.8? 63.1 divided by 354.8 multiplied by 100. Really a close one, right? A close calculation. 354.8. 354.8. Yeah. Yeah, so this would be less than 20%. All the options are less than 20%. See, I think we better take it as 355 here, otherwise it's getting too complex. Let's see, 355. I am taking a risk, I may get a wrong answer, but let's just try. 355 and this is 63 anyway. So 35.5 is 10%. What is left out? 27.5. Yeah, 35.5 plus 27.5. So it should be around 18%. Should be around 18%. It cannot be 16 or this one. But there are three options close to 18%. Okay, close one. So spend time, do the calculation and then see what can be done. Yeah. Maybe if you want to cancel by 3 to get a little closer. It's like this, no? This is 3 into 21 times. This is 3 into 100 how much is this? 54, right? So 118, shall we say? 118 times. So 21 by 118. 21 by 118 is like 20 by 120, 1 by 6. 1 by 6 is 16.66, but this will be much more than 16.66. Yeah, so maybe I would mark option E. Maybe. Let me tell you, I'm not doing the complete calculation. This is a maybe for me. It's a maybe. I'm taking that risk. I don't want to spend my time in doing the precise calculation here. I mean, this is what is important. You don't have to really do a very precise calculation and waste your time there. So I'm taking a chance. I'm clearly taking a chance. I am ready to take a risk of that 0.25 marks here. In fact, 1.25 marks. Because if I go wrong here, I will not only be penalized by 0.25 marks, but I'll also lose that 1 mark which I'm otherwise supposed to get. 21 by 118 I took, it is like 1/6, 160, 16.66, should be more because the denominator is less. Yeah, but could be 18.24 also. Anyway, check the calculation again. You do a precise calculation, find out if actually is the answer or not. I have very clearly mentioned that it's a maybe for me. And with this, we come to the end of this session, which is data interpretation part 2. So I hope you have all I mean, it's good if you have been able to solve the questions that we had discussed today, but I think the takeaway is very simple and very clear, right? It's all about numbers, whether it's a simple DI set or a complex one like this. This one is complex because not because of questions being too difficult. It's because, you know, very precise calculations are needed and a lot of calculation needs to be done. Yeah. So yeah, so I think work on your numbers. That's the only advice I have for all of you. Data interpretation is really very important from your competitive exams point of view, especially bank exams. You get a high weightage on this one, and if you don't practice enough and improvise your numerical skills, then you will be in a difficult situation in the exam, and I don't want you to be in that situation. So guys, pull your socks up and spend at least 45 minutes every day on numbers, if not more, at least 45 minutes per day on doing simple 2-digit multiplication, 2-digit percentage based calculations, etc. See, we really get such kind of questions where you have to do very, very precise calculation, right? We would skip these questions. Look at the other ones. Those were simple, right? Those were simple. Okay. Of course, some data is missing, some arithmetic ability concepts are involved, but we know how to do those things. Yeah. So I think the struggle is usually the numbers, and you have the solution with you. Practice, practice, and more practice. On that note, let me close it here. Thank you all for joining us in this session. We will meet again for your next session, which is going to be on mensuration. You can check your events calendar for details. Until then, keep practicing and take very good care of yourselves. Bye.